Baseball is the perfect sport to talk about. Whether it's writing in books or making audiobooks, it just is, at least through my perspective. Baseball has always been there. 162 games a year, usually, not counting strikes or COVID seasons or anything of the sort, or just delayed starts or even a shortened season for a couple games due to rainouts that just never on games that don't get played, or what used to be was game 163. But bottom line, baseball is there for about 4 months. None of the other big four sports bother it. Maybe MLS comes in at a certain time, and unless it's in a different league or some Formula One racing or whatever, baseball dominates the airways in North America usually. But it, it's the big, it's the one sport that everyone's been to. It is so every year it sells more tickets than Taylor Swift, NFL games, NBA games, NHL games, pretty much any other concert you can think of. Many other concerts combined. Baseball dominates. Whether it's minor league baseball, whether it's the MLB, whether it's even college baseball, it dominates. Because it tells the story of America. It tells us that even the unknown guy can still step up to the plate and deliver the big hit and or the big home run or make the greatest defensive catch take a place and make a wonderful relay throw or something, and just step in and just get good hits, or just a pitcher striking someone. Always the perfect it was always the perfect sport. 9 guys on a field, and what used to be the same 9 guys going to bat, but a 10th man going to bat, and still all shaping up, working together, both of them playing defense and offense, all to have a common goal to win a game. The defense may put the ball in play, but at the end of the day, the offense can still score runs by stealing bases, getting base hits, walking, or just getting lucky with a balk. And baseball really is the perfect metaphor for life, because just like that, you can cash in with, a big check, and similar to scoring a run. You have to get up and go to work every day, kind of like having to go to the ballpark every day to practice your game. Baseball is played in the springtime, a season of new life. And despite everything, it's just a time for new starts. There's a lot of, how should I put this? The United States is in a dark time, no doubt. And I think you know what I'm talking about with everything. And baseball, could be a unifier. Many people think of it as, sort of a bread and circus type of thing, but baseball has been played during the Civil War, even though we didn't have the MLB established yet, and the Cincinnati Reds were not, established yet. Um, Baseball was just played everywhere. Still, there was no real organization behind it, as documents were not up to date at the time. You were still fighting a civil war. There's still probably some Hall of Famers who were who are actually known racists. I'm not sure if there were any Hall of Famers who actually fought in the Civil War, but you definitely have those that were actually racist back in the day. And but but still, it still just gave people something to root for, something to believe in, something for their country. And no other sport could really say that. I've Soccer is dominated in England, but and I mean there probably have been wars that did break out, and then I guess was soccer was played, but it really never felt. But based on even from what I read, you know, there wasn't that focus, that laser like focus that could, like baseball. There are moments where you do have to slow down and appreciate life, and that's the tension you get between the pitcher and the batter on what could happen. The batter could totally strike out. Pitcher could whiz something by. It could just be a foul ball where you just have to reset and keep going. And that's life. And sometimes could get a hit, could get a walk. Batter could just move forward, pitcher could move forward, and it's a competition of life. And even if you strike out, guess what? There's another at bat for you later in the next couple of innings. And you shouldn't get down on yourself because 30%, if you hit the ball 30% of the time or a third of the time, you are one of the greatest players of all time. And in life, many businesses fail, and if you succeed on 30% of your business adventures, like truly succeeding, you're drawing profits from that, guess what? You succeed. Because even in business, all you need is one good idea. But if you tried 10 ideas and 3 of them worked, you know, and you've truly made profits from it and you've gotten out of debt, that's success. I think that's a bit of an extreme example of that, but let's say you've tried out for many different things, sports, music, but if 3 extracurricular activities out of 10 worked for you, guess what? You probably had fun and you enjoyed yourself. And it doesn't matter that you failed at those other things at all. You found success with the 3 others. So forget the other 7. You did well, and you should be proud of yourself. And that's what baseball represents, and that's why I like narrating and writing books on it. Because, despite the heartbreaks, despite, the bad years, and your team maybe only winning 45 games a year at times, there's always hope for a new season, an opening day. And that's what you have in life. Because you do get to wake up the next day and you can change the world. And that's what baseball brought us. It is gone on an international level. Many countries have played it because it is a simple game to play. It connects small towns to big cities. And many people enjoy watching it. And when Toronto was getting close, when everyone thought that they were going to win it all, people in Canada tuned in, Scotiabank Arena, put it on to watch for the fans instead of the hockey game, and many people actually did tune in Canada. Hockey creators talked about the 2025 World Series. They talked about it because it was very important. Because despite the disappointment of the Maple Leafs for decades, for nearly 6 decades, there was hope for a Big Four sports championships. Yes, the Raptors did win in 2019, but this truly was more special at the time. And even though they lost in the end, it really was special for the Blue Jays. And in life, when divine intervention goes against you, you still can look back and point to the successes that got you to the place you are. And you should always be grateful for that. Always. It's why I like baseball so much. Even though I wasn't good at it, it is fun to watch, and it's fun to play softball or wiffle ball in the yard. And as we truly get into 2026, I'm going to write something on the Blue Jays and the Dodgers to talk about the disappointment of the 2025 World Series from, Blue Jays fans' perspective, but also getting into the disappointment of the heartbreak with the Mariners, and that this season truly was one for the ages. I hope you all liked this video. Please comment, subscribe, share it all with your friends, because baseball can be used as a tool to unite us all. So let's use it as such, and take care.